And I saw a TV show about schools in Harlem. It showed violence and drugs and guns and all different types of issues in schools that were going to close. And I just had a feeling. I said, I'm going to try and go up there and work in one of those schools and try and make a difference. And everyone said I was crazy, but I packed up my car, I drove all the way up to Harlem and found one of those schools. And when I walked in the door, there was a fight going on right there in the doorway between a 6th grade boy and a male assistant at the school. And I was trying to break up the fight, and the resource officer was coming around, and the boy was going, and he was just huffing and puffing. And they took him into the office and set him down, and they went to call his mom. And I sat down beside this kid, and he just kept going. I didn't know what to do, so finally I leaned over to him and I said, you know what? I said, I was breathing like that one time, and I passed out. And the kid was like, for real? I was like, yeah. And so I started talking to the kid, and after about 5-10 minutes, he said, you know what, you're different. You talk to me with respect, like you really care about me. He said, if you were my teacher, I wouldn't get in so much trouble. And so I took it as a sign that's where I was supposed to be. And I talked to the principal, and I told her I wanted a job there. And she said, you want a job here? And I said, yes, ma'am. And she eventually gave me the class. She said it was the worst class she'd seen in 30 years in education. 37 kids in this class. None of them were on grade level in math and reading. They all had discipline problems, and I was scared. As teachers and as parents, we have to see more in kids than they ever see in themselves. We have got to set the tone and to lift them up. And I just went in there and I just believed in those kids, and I started with my rules and discipline and manners and teaching respect and just getting those kids excited. I learned how to do the Harlem Shake, and I started rapping my lessons in my classroom and just really making the classroom a fun, exciting place. I got those kids out. We went all over New York City. We did these huge projects. They were active in the community. Just getting these kids to love education, to love life. And a lot of these kids were discipline problems because they were bored, they didn't want to be there. And when you can get kids engaged and they're active constantly, and you get them to love what they're doing in the classroom, then the discipline problems, they kind of go away because they're so active and they're enjoying being in that classroom. It's basically 55 rules for life, but it's not only for kids, but it's for adults, it's for everyone. And it's things like how to give a compliment, how to respect the elderly, how to eat with proper etiquette, just things like how to be a team player, teaching my students like how to clap for each other, how to lift each other up, how to be respectful of other people's thoughts and feelings, and just how to live your life to the fullest. There's rules about honesty and rules that really relate to life, and the kids really walk away learning something about life and how to treat people and how to act differently. And when you can incorporate these 55 rules into a child, into a classroom, it's amazing the transformation that occurs.